pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll begin the meeting with a moment of silence, and during the moment of silence, if you could keep in your thoughts and prayers Kevin McDonough, the husband of Joan McDonough, who used to be the town collector, died this week. I'd like to announce that the meeting is being recorded and televised by the local cable company. I'd like a motion to approve bill and payroll warrants.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
I'd like a motion to accept correspondence in the read file.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Public forum, now's the time for someone to speak who wants to talk on something that's not on the agenda. Next thing is the town administrator's report. Frank?
Thank you. Couple of things. We'll be meeting tonight with the Finance Committee to discuss our budget strategy and the warrants for the annual town meeting. I also would like to take a moment.
You said "we." Was that the editorial "we"?
Well, I would be meeting with the
You will be
FinCom,
meeting
and
with
we
the
will be meeting, we will be discussing, we being the FinCom. A couple of things I'd like to do. I'd like to recognize Lisa Green. Lisa has completed and has received the designation of MCPPO as a certified procurement officer. She has been recognized by the state for those efforts and has been handling some pretty complex procurements recently. I also want to recognize Lisa because she embarked on a pretty challenging course in personnel and human resources put out by the Society of Human Resource Management and did receive her first designation, so pretty excited about that too.
Great. Congratulations, Lisa.
I also want to mention that we have concluded our annual audit. We received the audit today. It is on the website, and we had no concerns, two very minimal comments, but nothing that should be of concern to the town.
Is that it?
That's it.
Okay. Budget review, Frank?
Again?
Anything under budget review? That was it? That was it? It's going to happen at the, okay. Community assessment, I know you've received some correspondence from Dr. Tarsi.
Yes, we have been going back and forth. Dr. Tarsi is preparing an outline for a presentation, a community presentation, similar to what we did when we announced the survey. And I should have a copy here of her email. And she would like to schedule a public meeting. Bear with me just a second. I know I printed it.
The week of March 11th
March 11th.
to 15th.
And it seems like the day that will likely most work would be Tuesday night.
Okay.
So perhaps we could meet that night at 6 and then host the meeting
In the town, downstairs.
in the auditorium. At that point, we'll have a presentation by Dr. Tarsi with all of the responses and graphics indicating maybe what they mean to us.
And that
what
will be
they
on
should
March,
mean
that will
to
be
us.
on March 12th.
Yes.
Okay. Is that? Suit everybody?
I thought the 12th didn't work for a lot of us.
Really?
I will not be here the 12th.
You won't be here the 12th.
I won't
And
be
you won't be
here
here the
the
12th. And you won't be here the 12th.
I won't be here, no.
Probably,
Okay.
I'm guessing a 75% chance I won't be available. Town meeting
Make
could
it-
run into the 12th.
I could push it off to the following week. I'll confirm with her.
Yeah,
The week of the 12th, she's off from school. I think that's why
right,
she
that's why she
picked
wanted to do it.
that
Well,
day.
Yeah.
I mean, if you went to the 13th,
You know
14th, I would become available.
I'm available the 14th and the
That whole
15th.
Okay, well, why don't we not have a meeting on the 12th then? Either have no meeting on the 12th and have our first meeting in March on the 19th. And then another meeting we'll have another meeting a week later on the 26th.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So
Sure.
meet with,
If she can do it. Well, I think the people on the board would like to be there for a presentation, so having it that week isn't gonna work out.
agree.
It's not gonna work out.
Right.
Okay.
All right, I'll check with her and confirm.
Okay, so our meetings in this, well, we'll go down to set the March meeting schedule, will be the 19th and the 26th. Make sense?
Works for me, yeah.
Okay. Okay. You will, no, we're not gonna have a meeting before the 19th, so
I'll
We'll need to get
send
back-
out an
get back
email
to us and-
notifying you, and
yeah,
as soon as we pick the date, I'll
and putting it on the web and
put
making
it
sure
on
that
the web
people
and schedule
get
it.
to know. We need to publicize it. Can go on the bulletin board
Absolutely.
outside. Okay. Liaison reports. Anyone?
yeah, I guess I do want to circle back into the budget review with the liaison report. I do want to get that meeting scheduled with the Budget Review Committee, which, again, it's going to be like herding cats, but it may have to be, that week of the 19th also. So I think, I'll deal with sending something out and try and get some response. But some of the issues that, obviously we want to get on there is I know that when they last met, we were going to put a timeline together on going forward with the budget. We also talked a couple of weeks ago with Brian and about a night where maybe we could have some of the department heads explain what's going
Right.
to happen with their budget, so I want that committee to be involved with that. And then some of the other things that, going back into the budget review, and I guess outside of liaison reports, that I'm thinking that I don't know when, and whether we would discuss them with that group or with this group, but some things that we have to start to consider now is things like, enacting hiring freezes, enacting, are we going to enact a freeze on overtime? Are we going to,
Purchasing.
yeah, do we want to have a freeze on budget? I mean, we're going to be going into some difficult times. I didn't get any dates from you on when you were going to meet, but I know I was going to be included on the meetings with the
Right.
other groups, with the unions.
We're working on a March 4th date right now,
So,
but I've only got 2 confirmations.
One thing that I
That
would
was
like
today.
us to maybe consider a little more, walking into this meeting or walking into subsequent meetings, that we really do need, and hopefully that'll come out tonight, is the overall number. To walk into town meeting is if, we met with these unions originally and we, in good faith, came up with some contracts that we technically are obligated under. And so what is that number to us now? And that's the number I think that we got to be pushing for, to fully fund this and make it sustainable, and then work backwards from that if that doesn't work out. We can meet with these groups, obviously. I have a feeling that, it's going to be difficult at best unless we have some really hard numbers walking into these meetings and what it's going to mean to them.
I agree.
So, I will look for March 4th. and I'll reach out to you and get an agenda and some dates once I've talked, sent some emails to the committee. But again, I think this board would be the board that would enact if we want to put in hiring freezes and overtime freezes or spending freezes. And I think it's something that we seriously have to consider now.
I also think we need to start talking about an alternative strategy of what we're gonna try and do if the wage freezes, which, to be honest with you, I think we're getting a little late for that being a possibility. So I think, again, to reiterate what Scott said, it's getting this number and, you know, facing the cold, hard truth of
Right.
what it's gonna be. It's not gonna be pretty. I think we all know that, and it has to come out, and we have to start dealing with it in I think, a little bit more timely fashion.
I have been pushing to meet with the Finance Committee and start dealing with real numbers.
Do you think is that tonight's meeting?
No,
No.
I'm going to force some of the issue tonight, but tonight's schedule is meeting with department heads for a second round of budgets, and until we can identify what we expect to see, it's kind of difficult. I mean, I can't even go to Whitman Hanson and say, here's what we think we have to look at for a number, because we're still in the weeds on it.
How long are these meetings with the department heads? How long does that stretch out?
In terms
Is the
of
the
meetings,
timing of the finance committee's meetings with the department heads, yeah.
the next
They were taking
4
them-
weeks,
They were taking them right up until
yeah, right up until April, end of April.
a week before, yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about tonight.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we
Good.
got a fast track.
Well, I think another one of the goals is, I think we also need to look at, if we're gonna go for an override, it needs to be based on a level service budget. Anything less than that, we're still putting off the inevitable. And unfortunately, that level service number probably is a big one. But it's the cold, hard reality. And if you wanna ask people to do it, you're not gonna wanna ask again. Anything less isn't solving the problem.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right, Randy. Anybody else have any thoughts? Yeah, what you can do tonight to juice the finance committee would be great. Policies and procedures, I don't see anything under that. New business, public meeting with respect to the application of JAPI Incorporated, doing business as Star Auto Sales and Service, for a Class 2 auto dealer's license on the premises located at 1030 Temple Street, subject to the final inspection and approval of the building commissioner, zoning enforcement officer.
So moved.
Is there a second? Is there any discussion?
This is the gentleman who bought the property on 1030 Temple Street and did a fantastic job rehabilitating it.
And he's here, right? Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Anybody have any questions?
Yeah, there was a question on it was either the planning board or the Board of Appeals where there was some green space that needed to be done. Is that going to happen? Okay. Thank you.
Okay, seeing nothing else, all those in favor?
Aye.
Right.
Good luck.
Act on the application of OM South Avenue LLC for a change in ownership in connection with the fuel storage license on the premises located at 311 South Avenue.
So moved.
Second.
Frank,
It's just a transfer of ownership.
any questions?
No, I know.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Act on the request of the Southeastern Philharmonic Orchestra for permission to use the Town Hall Auditorium to conduct a free concert on Sunday, December 1st, 2019, at 2:30 p.m.
So moved.
Is there a second? Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Act on the request of Richard Rosen on behalf of McWiggins Pub to conduct the 10th annual McWiggins Pub 5K road race on Saturday, May 19th, 2019. Close off Legion Parkway from 12 noon to 5 p.m. and a one-day liquor license to serve beer and wine from a tent set up on Legion Parkway, subject to receipt of the license fee.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Yeah, there was a question of whether or not they can serve alcohol on Main Street.
It will be on the lot
behind his,
beyond
okay,
the,
His parking lot?
yes.
yeah. That because he used to use the parking lot across from him, but he's got the building there now. So that would make sense. Good.
Nothing else, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Take action to rescind the appointment of Daniel Salvucci from the position of delegate, Old Colony Planning Council, Joint Transportation Committee.
So moved?
Second?
Now I'll explain. Okay, the next three will be for me to be, rescind me being the delegate, and then there'll be another one where Noreen O'Toole will be made the delegate, and then again, another one where I'll become the alternate delegate. The reason we're doing this is Noreen has been the chairman of the Joint Transportation Committee, and I have been the vice chairman of the Joint Transportation Committee for quite a while. Noreen represented Stoughton, the town of Stoughton. She was the planner. She lives in Whitman. She retired. Being retired, she can't represent the town of Stoughton anymore, but she'd like to stay on it. So we come up with the idea of her staying as chairman when, by next May, we'll redo it at our meeting in May. But she will be the delegate, I'll be the alternate, and eventually she will be the chairman again, and I'll be the vice chairman. Usually, as an alternate, I don't go to meetings unless the delegate can't attend there, but where I'm the vice chairman, I need to attend because we have a lot of projects that we're working on. And I'd like Noreen to stay on that committee for the fact that she's a planner, and her expertise is valued at Joint Transportation. So that's the reason why we're making these three moves. It's a shuffle around.
Okay, thank you, Dan. I'd like a motion to act positively on the three things that Dan just talked about.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
We already set the March meeting schedule. It's the 19th and the 26th. Old business, public meeting with respect to the application of RT Auto Sales and Repair Incorporated, Ricardo Miranda Thielo, for a Class II auto dealer's license on the premises located at 288 Essex Street. Subject to the proof of a surety bond is required by Mass General Law, Chapter 40, Section 58, receipt of the license fee, and final inspection approval of the building commissioner, zoning enforcement officer.
So moved.
Is there a second? Any explanation, Frank?
This is a facility that we've had some difficulty with, and we rescinded the license based on conditions that were attendant there. The owner has reapplied and has taken some corrective action to resolve those conditions at the property. I guess the biggest concern is whether it stays that way or if we go back to a situation where it's not acceptable to have that person conducting business at that location. Believe he's here today in the back. Would you step up, sir?
Does anyone have any questions?
No, I just
Well,
like...
I just
Right.
would like, would you come up to the microphone? It is very unusual for the Board of Selectmen to revoke and then reissue a license. I hope you understand that if they take this action, it's done with the expectation that going forward, you will comply with all the requirements of that license. Because if we find that we have a problem again, the revocation will be permanent.
Okay, yeah, I have some problem with to renew my my works compensation, and it took some time. My contract is supposed to fix, and it took so long to give me all the documents. It's not my fault, but yeah, really sorry about that. Yeah, my fault.
Well, it's also the condition of the place. So.
Yeah, I don't expect to have this problem. They don't told me nothing. Just they told me the last day.
So you weren't there?
Uh,
You weren't there?
yeah,
Are you on site
yeah.
at the place? And so
Yeah.
you understand that the condition of the place?
Yeah, I would, for me, everything's okay there. I think the bill inspector went there, so he told me just supposed to move a trailer was in the front, so I removed, closed the fence and everything. Everything's clean and nice there. So don't have any problem there.
And that's the way we'd like to see it stay.
Okay, yep, always. Thank you.
Okay, enough said. I was gonna go, but you guys did it.
Okay, so we'll, any further questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We need to go into executive session in accordance with Mass General Law, Chapter 38, Section 21A, Exception 1, to discuss the reputation, character, physical condition, or mental health, rather than professional competence of an individual, or to discuss a discipline or dismissal of, or complaints or charges brought against a public officer, employee, staff member, or individual. And also, Exception 2, to conduct strategy sessions in preparation for negotiations with non-union personnel. And Exception 3, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining or litigation.
So moved.
Second.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
And we'll come back in open session only to adjourn.